evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. The Union government has lifted a ban on the popular but controversial bull running festival in Tamil Nadu, angering animal rights activists who say it's cruel and abusive. A government order said the event, held every January to mark the winter harvest around Pongal in Tamil Nadu, would be allowed to go ahead this year after it was cancelled in 2014 by the Supreme Court. Every political party in the state has welcomed this move, but with assembly elections due later this year, predictably angry animal rights activists are alleging the centre's move is made with an eye on the upcoming polls.
Celebrations after the centre issued a notification allowing Jallikattu despite a Supreme Court ban on the traditional Pongal sport of taming the bull. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jallikattu welcomed the move. So did every other political party in the state. With elections due, vote bank politics seems to have won against animal rights at the moment. But with the Pongal festival still a week away, there could be legal intervention, and both sides are keeping their fingers crossed. Animal rights activists say the centre's move is illegal. They say even revised guidelines for Jallikattu would not spare bulls from torture and trauma. They've started an online petition, change.org.
To tails broken, being stabbed, being fed alcohol, being chili powder and other irritants being rubbed on their genitals. Their list is endless. The Supreme Court ruled, based on voluminous evidence, that cruelty is an integral part of conducting an event like this.
Jallikattu was hugely popular in the 4 southern districts of Tamil Nadu. Last year, the event did not happen. With elections due in 5 months, all political parties had demanded that the ban should be lifted. Though the BJP has negligible presence in Tamil Nadu, this was an opportunity to earn a toehold in assembly elections. With Dixon and camera person Edwin in Chennai, Sam Daniel for NDTV.
Right, well, as we said, the popular sport is now, the ban has been lifted by the centre. We're saying that animal rights activists are talking about it being done with an eye on the polls. So let's just bring everybody in on the debate. We have from Chennai, we have K. Pandeyarajan, who's a DMDK MLA, who's joining us from Chennai. We're also going to be joined by Shaina NC of the BJP from Mumbai. We have Anjali Sharma, who's a member and a legal advisor of the Animal Welfare Board of India. And in studio, we have Dr. Chaitanya Koduri, who's a policy advisor with PETA. So let me just come to you first, Dr. Koduri. This ban that has been lifted, you feel that the Supreme Court had made certain observations a year and a half ago. What do you think is the reason for this ban to be lifted today?
See, we are pretty shocked with the notification which I've seen today morning. It's very clear that the Supreme Court in 2014 May has banned this sport on accounts of cruelty. In spite of that, the ministry has come up with a new notification which says that this should be allowed under certain conditions. I think it's very unconstitutional. It's clearly illegal, because even when ministry was seeking advice from the Attorney General, Mr. Mukul Rohatgi, he was very clearly saying that the centre cannot go ahead with such a notification, because in the Supreme Court judgment, the Supreme Court has made very clear that without the agreement from Animal Welfare Board of India, which is the advisory board under the same ministry, they cannot go ahead with it. But in spite of that advice, the ministry has taken some decision which is very unconstitutional, and it's very unfortunate to happen, and we are very sad that this happened.
So you don't think it should have happened. Mr. Pandeyarajan, if I can bring you in, the political parties of Tamil Nadu have all welcomed this move. But, there is an argument being made that in the 21st century, certain traditions need to be looked at in the prism of humanity. And this is a clear violation of animal rights.
Not really. In my view, I think this is Jallikattu is really getting misunderstood in large parts of India. This is a classical Tamil cultural expression where the bulls are not treated to any cruelty. It's actually revered. The family which grooms these bulls really take care of them. In fact, for a long time in Tamil Nadu, this happens not only in the southern 4 districts, the bulls come from different parts of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has a heritage of huge biological diversity in terms of animals, especially for instance bulls. The kind of diversity we have, Kangayam is a place where a specific variety of bulls happen, bulls and cows, and these are bulls which normally get owned up by the village community, and the village community really takes care of them. Oftentimes families give their bulls to the temples, and these are really pampered bulls. They're not kind of starved or deprived or whatever. It's a matter of huge pride for the entire village for that bull to triumph over the man in those places. There are hardly about 200 to 250 bulls in each of these places which are allowed to run, and actually it's nowhere there is any cruelty as is being alleged by people who have just looked at it from media and things like that. In my view, some of these accusations have no basis at all, and it's a good sport, a sport which has meant a lot for the community, and I think it's a great thing that central government has done it at the request of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Madam Amma.
All right, Anjali Sharma, I want you to come in on this. Mr. Pandirajan is saying that it's been grossly misunderstood and misrepresented across the rest of the country. It's an important part of the culture of those 4 districts of southern Tamil Nadu. But at the end of the day, there is a Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. The Animal Welfare Board of India also looks into instances where there are allegations of animal rights abuse. How are you seeing this sport in Tamil Nadu, and what is your reaction to the centre lifting the ban? Anjali Sharma.
Okay, see, I was one of the lawyers in the matter. The Supreme Court has held Jallikattu to be illegal and unconstitutional. And the Supreme Court doesn't just on the basis of media say anything. A bunch of petitions was pending before the Supreme Court since year 2007. And the Supreme Court examined everything in very great detail. Now, the conclusion that they arrived at was that Jallikattu is, firstly, just because it's been practiced for several years, when a law of parliament says that this is illegal, it is causing immense cruelty to animals, alleged culture or tradition has to bow back. The law made by Parliament, the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, has to take precedence. Now, what the Supreme Court has said, and this is very, very important, they said that it is not as if, what the centre says is, no, we'll ensure that there is no cruelty in Jallikattu, we'll just ensure that every safeguard is implemented. The Supreme Court went through all of that. In fact, they gave permission for that also during the pendency of the petition. Several years the petitions were pending. And eventually the Supreme Court said that bulls, if you just see their anatomy, they are not animals. Their construct is not such as allows them to run with ease. They don't enjoy running. Jallikattu is bull taming. You see, the bull in fear, in panic, starts running, and it is not as if the bull overpowers the man. The man overpowers the bull, and all of this is so clearly contrary to the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act.
Okay.
So the Supreme Court said this is out and out illegal.
Okay, Mr. Pandirajan.
The notification.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Anjali. Yes. Mr. Pandirajan, Anjali Sharma has spelled out the way Jallikattu has been explained or to the country, the way the Supreme Court has seen it, and spelled out the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, under which they have gone to the court as well. You are essentially saying that that representation is completely incorrect, but you know, this idea that it is a sport that involves animals, it is a sport that involves taming a certain animal. Surely there's merit in the argument that it shouldn't be done.
Listen, the bullfighting as is prevalent in some of the Western countries, especially Spain, has no relationship with the Jallikattu or Yeru Thaluvudal as it is called. Tell me, in the last so many centuries when the sport has been practiced in Tamil Nadu, not a single bull has ever lost its life. In fact, the bulls, if at all anything, get taken care of so well, because you know the family which gets this winning bull will want to bring that bull again and again and again. And it's actually figuring in our Silapadikaram, which is more than 1,000-year old. So this is a tradition which has been there for more than 1,000 years. And these are bulls which are there for actually propagating the race, propagating that particular animal race. And like what people don't understand is that the conservation of native germ blossom. Because the bulls there have the best physical properties. And that's the reason these bulls have been given as the community ownership. And none of these is getting understood, and I actually think there is probably even an international conspiracy behind, taking on this particular tradition, finishing off these animals of a higher order, so that there is no strong animal race which gets to emerge here in one significant part of India. I think many of these international NGOs have, in my view, vested interest.
Let me clarify.
And I don't think...
Let me clarify.
Yes, Chaitanya.
This amendment is not only affecting Jallikattu and Tamil Nadu. Let me clarify. This amendment is affecting all the animals which are killed in the sports like this. We are not only talking about bull taming. This also allows bull fighting, where the fight continues until one of the bull is dead. And this is not just bull to bull and bull to animal, bull to humans. There are other animals involved, and this is permitting bull races, bull fights.
No, not in Tamil Nadu.
Not in Tamil Nadu, but this amendment is allowing
the misunderstanding.
This amendment is allowing not only in Tamil Nadu but also in Maharashtra, Punjab, Goa, Karnataka.
Let him finish. Finish your point.
This amendment is allowing Kambala in Karnataka, Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu, Dhirio in Goa, and also in Punjab and bull races in Maharashtra. So, in one amendment, you have compromised the welfare of all the animals. And let me also clarify this. This is not just a compromise on animal rights, but also the rights of humans. In the last 4 years, from 2010 to 2014, there are 1,100 people who are injured, and nearly 17 people, including a child, was killed. So, you have no regards to not just animal rights, but also human rights. And this is totally unconstitutional.